The Crime and Corruption Commission have come forward saying the Queensland psychiatrist suspended for warning against transgender activism and the dangers of sex change hormones may have been stood down unlawfully. Elizabeth Falco, a CCC director, said a termination letter sent to Dr Gillian Spencer in September last year may have been a reprisal action to prevent her making a public interest disclosure. For more, joining us live is Des Houghton, Courier Mail columnist and travel and wine editor. Des, great to see you. And this is about your article in today's Courier Mail paper. How significant is this finding?
I think it's a very significant turning point in this ongoing drama, Janie. The CCC director says, we consider the allegations could amount to corrupt conduct as defined by the Crime and Corruption Commission. This is serious stuff. What next? The CCC says it's not going to take any more action at this stage. It says it's going to wait for the completion of a couple of court cases that Gillian Spencer is involved in the Supreme Court, and another one in the Queensland Industrial Relations Commission, where she's fighting her wrongful dismissal. Meanwhile, the Australian Medical Professionals Society has weighed in, calling the case and the campaign against Spencer, it says, is a travesty of justice. And I concur. I think that's the way it's going as well. It's a travesty. Dr David Syme said, the president of AMPS, said Spencer has a statutory obligation to report wrongdoing if she thinks it's happening. She has done that, followed her moral and ethical stance to do that, and she's being persecuted for that because Queensland Health wants to shut her down.
And you've been working on this for years now, Des. Do you think she's got a lot of support behind the scenes?
Oh, she has, Janie. I know 2-3 psychiatrists in the very same Queensland Children's Hospital support her. A couple of them have come out. A lot of them are now seeing what's happened to her and the mess that she's been in and the suspension and the threat to her career. Of course, they've all gone silent. But, you know, who knows what's going to happen in the future? I think this is a huge embarrassment for the Crisafulli government, and David Crisafulli and his Health Minister Tim Nicholls should take responsibility for this, because they're allowing a senior member of the public service, a doctor, to be bullied.
Well, certainly a very in-depth article in today's paper. Des, another article that you have titled "Sting in the Tail." So Sting, he's not going to be going to Melbourne and Sydney, but he's heading your way to his grand stage for a musical. What is this about?
No, I mean, he's bypassed those Rust Belt states of Sydney, New South Wales and Victoria. He's come straight to Queensland for his magnificent show. It's been in New York and London and Amsterdam, where he's got standing ovations. Very odd thing for Sting to come out and write and help produce this musical. And it's based on his life growing up at this tiny little town of Wall's End in the north of England, which is a shipbuilding town, where he said the ship was at the end of the road and his street was such a monster it blotted out the sun. He felt sorry about the decline of the shipbuilding industry in England, and he's written this musical, which he says is a deeply personal tribute to everyone who worked in the industry. It's called The Last Ship.
I think we've got a little bit of a clip to play our viewers. Here we go.
And standing up for what they believe in and standing up for their livelihood.
Rehearsals so far have been amazing. It's a room full of the most wildly...
So I believe, reading your article, no songs by Police, you know, his old band and so forth, but that musical certainly sounds impressive.
Oh, that's so 90s, you know, walking burn, Janie. You know, he's turned a corner.
Are you not a fan of his music?
I love some of his music. Although I you know, he's criticised for being a supreme egotist, and I think you can see that sometimes. But Sting's coming. You know, he sold 100 million albums, 100 million. He's coming to Brisbane. And I believe he still looks the same as he did in the 90s because he's a yoga buff and he looks after himself and he runs 8 kilometres a day. So if you want to see him, you'll probably see him running along the riverbank in Brisbane, close to the Emporium Hotel, which is a very glamorous hotel where he's likely to be staying close to the new Glasshouse Theatre.
There you go. It'll be interesting to see the reaction from Australian audiences. But the irritant of the week for you, Des, you're saying that states Labor's lukewarm support for the Brisbane Olympic Games. Opposition Games spokeswoman Grace has some explaining to do on why she has not fully endorsed the 2032 Games.
Yes, Grace is in a strange position here. She won't come out and support it baldly. The Victoria Park, where it's going to be, is in her electorate. And there's a whole lot of her green left support base. You know, they don't want the Olympics. They don't like sport, really. This places Grace at odds with Annika Wells, the federal sports minister, who lives not far away from her, who's full on with supporting the Olympics. But so far, state Labor in Queensland has been reluctant to come out and support it, for goodness knows what reason.
Well, Des, great to see you as always, and see you same time next week with more on your articles in the Courier Mail. Take care.
Thank you, Janie.